What's up, guys? Welcome to Nash Push Podcast, and today we are here with one and only, one of the top amateurs in the country, my man Antony Morris.
Come on.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, bro.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It's good to get this podcast up running because I know Alwin's been talking about it for a while. So finally, good to have it up and going and start cranking this and see what we can do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. When we actually first started this, Nash and I came up with this idea about 3 months ago.
Yeah, I remember.
But we just didn't have time to actually get this running. But after we were, because as Nash said the other day, we were trying to get tools and stuff. I was like, oh, let's just start this. Later on, we can get the tools. And I was like, I think the first guy we should get is Antony.
Yeah, I remember that's been
Anthony's one of my good friends. Ever since we competed together. So I was like, bro, we have to get Antony. Like, he's gonna be our first guest.
So good.
Yeah,
so how's everything going, Nash? How's everything you, bro?
Good, bro. Good. Just been training hard, still on off season and stuff. And yeah, it's been pretty full on, I guess, with all the training. But then again, also with other things happening and getting this podcast going as well, which has been good. There's been a lot of positive feedback that we've received from this. It's crazy.
Sure.
I'm pretty surprised, but at the same time, I'm also not surprised because, like even with the feedback that we received from that first episode, it was like the chemistry was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, even I received some good feedback as well from people.
Yeah.
So it was like I think the start of it is really good.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna get better, man.
What about you, bro? How's work, Antony?
It's all good, man. I'm pretty used to it now. I've been there I think coming up 3 months, so just a lot. Even though I'm on the hoist, a lot of work. Still I do like 13, 14, 15,000 steps a day, bro. So
wow, yeah, that's crazy.
I've been quite taxing on the legs, eh?
Yeah. So are you like always?
Because I'm in the yard, bro. So because obviously I work at Placemakers now, and so I'm in the yard pulling orders and customer service, and then I'm on the hoist, and then always going back and forth trying to sort things out, and then serving people and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of movement. It's a lot of volume on the legs, but I'm pretty used to it now. Like my leg training hasn't really gone down as such as in like strength. I just noticed that my recovery is a little bit probably more taxed because obviously you go train legs and then you hit it hard and you're on your legs for so much during the day. It sort of takes it out a little bit more of you.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, for sure, right? Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna ask you something. We got quite a few questions today that we want to ask you as well. But obviously we have, since we put that poll on Instagram, we got about 10 questions where people ask, about you, your life. Oh, we'll ask that. But Nash, where do you want to start, bro?
Yeah, man. So, dude, it's great. Once again, as Owen has already said, it's an honor to talk to you, man. And I think this is going to inspire a lot of people. Just wanting to get a bit of an idea on your background, man. Not even just aside from the bodybuilding side of things, just even get to know who is Antony, like where you originate from, and your childhood and all the way up until now, man. So
so I was born in 92, so I'm 29. I turned 29 in April. I was born in the North Shore in Auckland, so I've lived in the shore my whole life. Grew up in Torbay, so Torbay, nice. Just like in the bays. Yeah. Went to Torbay Primary, North Cross, Long Bay College, blah blah. I'm the only child to my mother, but my father, I have a half brother and sister because my father's from Australia. And he had a previous marriage very early on because my father's quite old. He's actually like 76 now, but he had his first child when he was like 17, man. So I've got like a half brother and sister and lots of family in Australia. So my half brother and sister are like in their late 50s.
So
it's quite buzzy, but it doesn't even really seem like they're my like siblings.
Wow, that's crazy. That's like my dude.
I know,
dude. Yeah. So literally, my dad can be your brother.
Yeah, pretty much. I have a nephew, bro. My sister Tracy. Her son is my nephew, and he's like 4 years older than me.
That's crazy, man.
That's crazy, bro.
How does that feel? How does that feel?
Anthony's
like
a
the
special
family
guy.
vibe and stuff. Yeah.
What's that, bro? Sorry?
So how does that feel with the family vibe and stuff? How do you get along well with them, even though there's a big
I don't see them a whole lot. Last time we were over there was in 2018. End of 2018 we went over, and Jess came too. And we don't have a whole lot to do with them. And then, but yeah, we still keep in touch a lot. But yeah, no, it's good. So every time I go to Australia, we always got some people to catch up with and stuff. So obviously with COVID, we wanted to get over there like probably end of last year sometime, but obviously the borders haven't been open, so it's been pretty hard. But now everything's starting to open up slowly again, so hopefully soon, maybe into this year, maybe try to get over there.
Oh, cool.
But
that's crazy.
Apart from that, growing up, I was always really like physical. I was always into like not sports, but always grew up like skateboarding, riding BMX. I've always
always like doing stuff.
I've always been active sort of guy or kid, growing up. I've never liked to sit around doing nothing, I was into like gaming and like PlayStation shit, but only when I was young, and I always was out doing stuff and outdoors, like on the bike, skateboarding, building ramps, dirt jumps, all that kind of stuff, And I think the whole like thing that linked in with that from like to my bodybuilding was when I was younger with BMX. Like I remember like being out on the driveway until like 11:30 at night trying to land a trick and always getting frustrated when I want to get it. Like I was always so determined to. The thing about me, people that know they're close to me, whatever I put my mind to, I always do it. Like
that is 100% right. Yeah,
sure, bro. Yeah.
Anthony's a little bit of a crazy guy when it comes up to anything that he puts his mind. He just goes hundies. Like literally, like dude, like when I was prepping, literally, like what gets me motivated is I remember when I was getting ready for the 2019 season after we competed. Every morning, bro, I literally wake up and the first thing I check is Anthony's story. He's on the Stairmaster. Sorry, on the treadmill, hoodie on, 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, what? This guy's up 3:30 in the morning and he's talking to the camera. I'm like, I need to go and do my cardio right now. You know what I mean? So
that, bro.
Yeah, bro. So that really motivated me myself to get through the season, because you know what? Obviously, it's always good to see other competitors do the work.
Definitely.
Like, it's just one of those things. Yeah, sorry, bro. Continue.
Nah, so I've always, in saying that, like whatever I put my mind to, like my whole life, from as a child and growing up, like it's either all or nothing, and it's like that with me now at the moment. With like everything I do, it's either 100% or nothing, pretty much. There's no like. I always like. Yeah, it's hard to really stay in like that sort of mediocre range for me. I can't. It's either I'm full bore, like pedal flat to the floor, or it's just nothing at all. Like, but
100%.
It's always that. Yeah. But when I always find something I love to do with a passion, I always stick to it. I always find some way to keep progressing or stay in there and keep myself motivated to keep pushing forward. I was into cars a lot too, from when I was like 16 to like just before I got into bodybuilding, pretty much. To about 21. But I was into like Hondas, and when I was into cars, it was the same thing. It was just straight or narrow. It was just like mindset. Just want to do this, change this, modify this, get this much power, blah blah. Like it was just a passion of mine, and then it stretched into other things, and obviously led to bodybuilding eventually. So
that's crazy.
Yeah,
but
I've also BMX. All the pain threshold thing sort of triggered from that too, because I've like knocked out my teeth and broke my jaw like 3 times and stuff.
I think you told me that. Yeah,
far out.
I remember you telling me
that's brutal.
So all these teeth here are actually fake. I've got like steel stainless like rods, implants, and they drill a hole in your actual bone, and it screws up, and the tooth screws onto that.
Frick, man!
So the first time I did it, so the first time I did it was 06. I was jumping a box jump on my BMX and like overshot the jump, and my one foot went this way, the bike went that way, and I just went straight there, like down onto my face, and like smashed my face on the ground, bro.
Wow.
That's and then exactly a year later, I was trying to bunny hop a tennis net, and you know how tennis nets like are real like flimsy at the top, they're like springy.
Yeah.
So we were doing like my mates are holding it down, gradually getting higher and higher, and I was like, nah, bro, just leave it. I'm just gonna do it straight. And then I did it, and my back wheel just boom straight to the ground again. And it was exactly a year later too. 1 year exactly to the day, pretty much. So
that's insane.
Yeah,
that is insane. Wow, that's crazy. So, for the people who don't know how me and Anthony met, let me tell you this story. It's very funny. so, 2019, I made my comeback show. I don't know, Nash, if you saw it. It was the Ironman Championships. Is it that right, bro? Ironman or what? A Mateo show, right?
I think it was transformation.
Transformation for you.
I always said Ironman for some reason. I don't know why. So what happened was, I was getting ready for a show. I have no idea who this guy is. Never seen him before. Don't know who he is. What happened with, I think well, one of my best looks, I brought to the stage, right? Comeback show, I go to the show and it was me and Dean Lotter, we were actually together, like, sitting around and stuff like, like hanging around and saying, oh, we're able to go on stage, getting our meals and carbs up and all that stuff, and we go out, bro, like, we're going inside the driver, like the hallway, right? And I see this guy. Now, when I see a guy, I know this guy is either in shape or not. You just can't see from the stuff that he's wearing, and especially through his face. Do you know what I mean? So I saw Anthony, I was like, okay, he's sucked in and he's huge. That's the first thing that came up into my mind. And literally, I think Anthony was just walking in front of me. And I don't know if I talked to you. I can't remember the whole scenario. This is just a little bit of a thing that I'm saying. He was just walking. And me and Dean looked at each other like, I hope he's not doing classic. I was like, bro. He's like, yeah, bro. Like, I was like, bro, under that, he's pure. Like, just wait and see. And literally, so what happened was, me, Dean, and pretty much there are 4 other boys would be in the corner. We were just pumping up. Anthony's just by himself. Am I right, Anthony? You're just by yourself.
Yeah, I was by myself, bro. Yeah, no one was with me. Yeah.
Yeah. And the first thing that when a group of guys, when you see a guy by himself, he's in the business. Do you know what I mean? Like, this guy is super serious and there's no going back and talking to him. He might either tell you to F off or just, or just
tell you to F.
Either two.
Oh my
gosh. Either two. Because, obviously when you're in that zone, right? When you're about to go on stage, not anyone wants to talk because you want to get your mind right. You want to eat your meal, make sure everything's good to go, right? So we were looking at Anthony like, yeah, but we still can't see his physique. You know what I mean? Like, we just want to find out what this guy's looking like.
Is this actually like, because I haven't heard this story, this in depth, bro. Is this actually what you were saying to Dean or what?
No, this is actually, what I was saying to Dean. You can actually, tell Dean. Like, me and Dean.
Because you and Dean prepped together that year, right? Pretty much.
No. Well, he was getting coached by Josh Styles. I was getting coached by Jeremy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but Dean used to come to Snap and train, and I think that was his first show. That was his first show.
It was.
He was like 20 because Dean, himself is a freak who we will have on this channel later on.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a freak. He's a young guy, crazy genetics. South African, I think. So me and Dean were just So me and Dean were just like, oh man, but we know he's in shape, but we don't know like how peeled this guy is. And then at once, what I can remember, I think you either took your shorts off. I think it was your long. You were just wearing a long. You just took it off. And bro, oh my gosh, dude, he was peeled left and right.
Nice.
And I looked at him. I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure he's going to do bodybuilding. I told him there's no way in the world this guy's doing classic, bro. And then I think this was before you told me that you were going to do classic. I can't remember. But because you went on as a bodybuilder first day or as a classic guy first. I can't remember.
No, it was classic. Classic was on first before bodybuilding.
Yeah, well, somehow, sooner or later, what happened was, he took his shirt off. We couldn't see the trunks. I think after you took your shirt off and you were like, oh, that's it. Let's just go home. Because you just had the classic trunks.
Let's go home.
Let's just go home. So what happened was, I won my class that year. Anthony and Dean competed in the same class. Am I right, Anthony? You and Dean competed in the same class?
Same class. And then I obviously won that. And then Dean
obviously Anthony's going to win that because, it's Dean's first show and there's no way in the world no one's beating him that day, Bro, he was, oh my gosh, bro. To this day, I literally tell that was your best look. Like, Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Conditioning wise, definitely. Yeah,
Conditioning
definitely.
wise, you were big. I mean, all the other shows you were
I was
much
flat as
bigger.
a pancake, bro, because I was so depleted from dieting so hard. I could barely fill out.
That's
My
right.
My metabolism pretty much got
just
away from me.
through. Yeah, because you told me you were eating whatever, and it just
Damn.
Yeah,
didn't even feel
just
it.
crazy.
So what happened was, I won my class, Anthony won his class, and I was thinking backstage, okay, me and this guy is gonna go together, I'm like, I'm not gonna beat him. There's no chance that I'm gonna beat this guy. But I'm like, maybe I can get him in posing. In posing, I was like, I don't know how he poses. Maybe there'll be a slight chance where the judges will be like, oh, he's obviously way smaller, but he's classic. But let's see his posing and give it time, bro.
So Anthony, what's going through your mind at like that time in the finals, and you're seeing Alwin as well? What are you thinking in that moment? What were you thinking?
The only way he can beat me is shape.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the only thing he had me was shape.
Yeah, I didn't.
My genetically, my structure is bodybuilder, bro. I have, I've got wide back, wide shoulders.
Good.
My body's suited to bodybuilding. I don't have that classic, so much classic look.
No, exactly, and that's what I was thinking as well. The only way I can beat him in shape, there's nowhere in the world I would beat this guy. Bro, he was peeled, bro. That was nutty peeled.
Because I even remember Alwin guessing her old man saying, "Oh, I hope they give it to him because they might just give it to the other guy because of his shape."
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And you got rounder muscle bellies than me too, and so obviously rounder muscle bellies, and I got shorter insertions. But my genetics and the muscularity, maturity, and my how thin my skin is. But that's the only way that I thought you would have beat me is from the muscle bellies and the shape. But obviously they still gave it to me.
Yeah, because you need to understand, shape does play a part. But when it comes to a situation like that, like when you're that peeled, man, it's very hard to go to shape.
The detail,
bro.
man.
Because that's I mean, my upper body was really I think I could slightly hold with Anthony in upper body wise, but legs no, bro, because I always hold on legs. It was very hard. My legs didn't come up, but even upper body still Anthony was way ahead, But it was just the shape. I was like, this is not gonna happen, But that's how
you gotta remember. I had to suck down to make classic weight too. That's why I was so peeled.
Man,
I was only 86 kilos, bro. The next week when I won Auckland show, I was 91.
Well, he was 91. But you understand, apparently someone came to him and said that you should do classic as well.
No, that was Mateo. It was Mateo's show, and Mateo was helping me with my posing. Mateo was helping with my posing. Obviously, he was a promoter, him and Mo, and it was his show. And he's like, "Oh, bro, you should just do classics." He's like, "You're going to do classic?" I was like, "No, I didn't really think about doing classic. I'm a bodybuilder." He's like, "Oh, no, don't worry, bro. Just do classic, and if you win both, we'll just give it to you. We'll give both of them to you. And you can do that." I was like, "Okay."
Did you see that as when that happened? Did you see? And if you don't mind me asking, did you see that as a political thing as well, or was that just more?
Nah, not really. It was just the fact, like we say, bro. It was just because I was so inside out conditioned.
Inside out, yeah.
And I had the muscularity that, I had pros telling me that I was as peeled, if not more peeled, than the top pros in the 90s, bro.
Wow.
Stuff like that. That sort of conditioning is what I was being compared to.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, Anthony, I have never seen Anthony that peeled like that. He was peeled, bro. Legit peeled. Obviously, he's been so much more bigger in other shows. But you understand, when you add that muscle, it take time. It just takes time to season inside the body. Yeah. So you can't.
And it's about getting the balance between the condition and the fullness. With that show, I just said.
Between that 2019, Anthony was 86 kilos, and then last time he competed, it was 95. Anthony on stage last year.
Yeah, I was 96.
Yeah, 96. So that's bro, since 2019 to 2020, he's gained 10 kilos. That muscle takes so much time to settle in and to get that peeled.
Yeah,
you can't get that peeled in one season.
Exactly,
it's very hard.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
He was so much more. He was so peeled in that 86 kg mark that I have never seen anyone that shredded.
I think
nice. It was unreal.
I think Daniel, Daniel Hibbs, the older guy that does.
The
natural guy.
Yeah, he's pretty peeled.
Come close to getting that shredded.
Yeah,
Well,
but
he does get shredded as hell, but
yeah, he's
Yeah.
very shredded. But I still think you were shredded than him, bro. Like
Probably,
maybe like 5%. He's shredded. I have seen Daniel Hibbs heaps of times backstage.
Yeah.
But like when I saw you, it was just it was like next level, to be honest.
Yeah.
So what happened was I came backstage and I took my phone. You know, I'm an Instagram guy. So
I still have that on my highlights, bro.
Dude, that's the same thing I did to Andrew Murray as well back in 2020 when I saw
I've
him.
still got that on my highlights. The highlight from when you came
The
up
highlight.
to me.
Oh, yo.
Yeah.
It's still on my Instagram on my highlights
Yeah, I
from like
think yes,
2019.
it is. Oh, true.
Yeah.
I need to go see that.
Yeah.
So what happened was I literally put my hand on top of Anthony and I took a video, and then after we had a chat after, and I was like, man, this guy is so humble, like he's so cool. Because literally the first impression when I got, I was like, oh, he's a dick. That's
Wow, what a sad guy. That is sad.
You know how bodybuilders are, bro.
Not all, bro. But to be honest, in saying that, there's a lot of bodybuilders that are some of the nice. In fact, I actually know more
100%.
bodybuilders that are some of the nicest people.
Yeah.
They just come across because they're in focus mode.
Nice.
They come across like they
That's
don't
what I meant,
care. Yeah.
It's a big
exactly
misconception that comes across with bodybuilding in general, bro.
Yeah.
Like even the thing with training and like in the gym when you're just focused on your own stuff and training hard and in the zone, people think you're just an aggressive asshole, you know?
Exactly.
That's right.
Like
a lot of people do think
stupid.
That. Yeah. So yeah, after that, I mean, rest is history. You know, history. Obviously, Anthony and his wife and my wife, we all are really good friends. You know, we go to their place, we have chats, and ever since then, me and Anthony have been very close. I think I would say Anthony's probably my closest bodybuilder mate in the industry.
Cool, man.
Sure.
Right, yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So with going back to maybe just the side of getting sort of the history side of things, you were saying that you've competed for the first time in 2015, and you were about 22, 23 at the time, eh?
23, bro. Yeah,
23. What would have been? What was going through your mind at the time? Because at that time, that age is reasonably the age where a lot of people tend to compete for the first time. What was going through your mind? What was the prep like at the time? What was going through your mind at the time? Just talk us through that prep, bro, and even just getting to that point of actually wanting to compete. What was your presence of mind around that time?
Well, probably more so the thing that just was driving me the most was just the passion that I really wanted to have this goal of getting on stage. I wanted to put my all into it and see what real bodybuilding and prepping for a show and dieting and going through the whole process was like. And it was more like an exciting journey and road to go down for the first time, and that's what got me hooked. You know, the excitement of a challenging yourself for the first time to do something that you think you have no idea what you do, what rabbit hole you're getting down until you keep going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah,
you know?
true. Yeah.
People think that getting peeled is easy, but I wasn't even like I was lean for how long I've been training my muscle maturity, but I still like sucked down, and it was tough, you know, like training with no energy and pushing through when you think you can't do anything, you keep going, you know, cardio, everything. So it was just I didn't care about the outcome. I just wanted to get on stage and see what I look like, and then just take it from there and keep. And that's where all the motivation just skyrocketed after that.
Yeah, I mean,
there's people always have this decision. There's difference between turning up to a show and being lean, and there's difference between turning up to a show and being crazy peeled.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
You know what I mean? I don't think even I have been in that situation yet, and I'm very honest with my physique as well.
Same.
You know? That I do to other people. I don't think even I have. I'm still yet to experience that Anthony peelness, which I've never ever had before. I've never done it before because I know that's another extra 3% of my normal best. You know what I mean, Nash?
Yeah, bro.
That's a different thing. Having your crazy lines on your glutes, having crazy shredded hamstrings. That's a different story. Do you know what I mean? And
it is.
It's getting that lean. It's just that's how people don't get it. Like you don't feel good.
Nah, you gotta go to friggin' Hallenback to get that pill, bro.
Man,
but
that's some dedication. That's some dedication, man.
It's all about how bad you want it, and to be honest, once you get to that really lean stage, it gets to a certain point that gets like it. You have to suck down and suffer really hard and to get that pill. But then once you get there, to maintain it is actually pretty not easy, but it doesn't. It's not as hard as it's to get there. You know.
Yeah.
What
was the perception that you just mentioned? What was the reaction of your? Were you with your wife at the time, and what was the reaction with your family? Prior and even after you competed, or with friends as well, what was the perception around that?
Are you talking about the first time I ever competed?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
No, I wasn't with Jess at the time. I was single, bro. I didn't have a partner or anything.
Oh, yeah. What about with your family
my
and
parents?
friends, bro? Yeah.
Yeah, well, my parents have always been supportive of whatever I like to do and choose to do, so they always 100% back me. So it was a bit of a weird thing for them, but they eventually found out sort of and learned what it was about and the dieting and the food prep and the cardio and the the long days and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But they've been through with me for every prep now, so they know exactly what it's like.
Yeah. So
yeah, it was a bit of an eye opener for them, but it's hard for people that don't do it to even understand it fully anyway. You know?
Yeah,
it's super. Sorry, Nash. Anthony, when was your first show? 2015?
Yeah, 2015 October Waikato show.
Oh wow, nice.
Who prepped you for that?
Steve Campbell.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were with Steve for 4 years, eh?
Yeah, 4 years, bro. Yeah.
That was your first, man. I mean, that should be experience, huh?
Yeah, Steve's a good guy, man. He taught me a lot about bodybuilding. It's a bit of a shame that sort of ended out with our friendship how it did, but I mean, each to their own, bro. I can't, things happen, doors open. What are you supposed to do, man? But he's a good guy. I've always got a lot of respect for him, and he taught me a lot of what I know today. So, awesome. You just live and you learn and move on.
Good on you for showing that respect, bro. Because I know a lot of areas people leave on some bad terms, but mad respect for actually showing that respect too.
Oh, yeah, no, thanks, bro. It's who I am, man. Always, even if someone may not think the best of you anymore, you always got to show your side, and like I said, each to their own. So
that's called character at the end of the day, right? I mean, that's called character sportsmanship. I think that's the best way to show your character and your sportsmanship. Also, like, when you first got into bodybuilding, like, how did you learn, like, how to train, how to diet? Obviously, before this is, I'm talking about before the competitions that you did. Like, how did you find the information?
Probably watching the old Battle for Olympia DVDs, man. Like just watching the old pros like Ronnie, the Lee Priest, Don Myth DVDs, or the old NASA, NASA on his way videos and stuff. Just learning about that, and then just forums. I used to go on a bit of forums, bodybuilding.com.
Bodybuilding.com. I remember that. Those days,
and then
bro.
I didn't go on there much at all, bro, but like every now and then just like buying supplements, and then the people I was around at. I remember when I really first started getting into bodybuilding, I wanted to compete is when Wolf's Gym first originally opened, which is now obviously Functional Fitness. But end of 2013 is when Wolf himself opened the first Wolf's Gym on the shore down here. And that's when I joined there end of 2013. And then that was like that point, everyone that was in there just about was either prepping for a show or was hard out into training, And that's where I learned how to train properly, how to train smart, hard, and have people that could push me, and I could push my own limits and learn how to push myself.
Yeah, good, bro.
So that's pretty much what started.
Those are the days when Sam Muhammad used to train at Wolves, eh?
Yeah, Sam Muhammad was there. Sam actually trained me and helped me with a bit of things for my first show, so he taught me quite a bit too. Obviously, being a 212 pro was pretty, for a first-time competitor, being in there and getting trained by a pro bodybuilder was pretty surreal. But he was a good guy. He had his ups and downs with things, but he was very, very strict in what he said. It was go, So he taught me a lot about training too.
What advice can you give to people listening, especially the younger bodybuilders, around that mindset? Because it sounds like you had a pretty disciplined mindset from the get-go in terms of training. What advice can you give to the younger people that are listening around ensuring that they are listening to the people training them, or even have that humility to train with someone who's better than them? Because sometimes there's that whole pride thing that people are playing and thinking that they've got it all figured out.
Yeah, you want to it's always every day's a school day. You want to be consistent. You want to always be open-minded. You want to always be willing to learn and talk to the right people. Don't talk to people that do it for Instagram or have big egos or have like 1 million followers. Blah blah blah. You want to get someone that's real humble, that's been there, done that, and knows what they're doing. And most of all, from your side, you got to be consistent. You got to have that mindset to push yourself, to go to the gym when you don't want to go to the gym, to eat the food you don't want to eat, and to just stick with it and keep going.
100.
Because eventually, it's the hardest part is starting. But once you start and you get on that boat, man, you keep going, and it's going to take you somewhere special. If you stay on it.
Nice, bro.
100% agree with it. Man, yeah. I mean, it is not easy, right? A lot of people get into competing. You know what? Like, I feel like a lot of people these days get into competing. It's just for the ego boost.
Ego.
You know what I mean?
Oh, it definitely is.
Straight
and
up.
then these are the people who never last for so long because they do it and they're like, oh no, what did I get in myself into?
And like I was saying last
what I
week
mean?
as well, and you probably have quite some examples, Anthony, as well, like around people that have maybe burnt out and stuff, and you've probably seen a few people burn out too.
Yeah, quite a few. Yeah, it's you need to. It's like I said with me. It's you're either all in or you're all out.
All out, yeah.
And you got to decide how you want to do this, and if you really want to commit yourself. I mean, if you want to build a physique, you can't be going out on the weekends drinking piss and partying, and then going to the gym 3 times, 4 times a week, and then not eating properly. You got to cook your meals. You got to prep your food. You got to prep your supplements. You got to take your health subs. You've got to do your cardio.
Yeah, bro.
You've got to keep your mindset on the goal and the goal at hand, and just keep moving forward and take every day as it comes.
It's about quite a big one, just around some of the mistakes that we see with nutrition, and even people getting supplements confused, with it being the prime solution to you making progress in terms of mass and bodybuilding and fitness. Do you want to just talk us through your nutrition, and even just talk about how you go about ensuring that you're picking, Alwin has just said, you've picked up so much mass over the last few years, especially between 2019, 2020. What did that look like from a nutrition perspective? Because it's obviously not supplements. And what advice can you give to people just around the whole supplements side of things?
As of for supplements, what I did, or my nutrition? Sorry.
Oh, nutrition. Yeah.
Okay. To be honest, nothing crazy. As you know, I've been second place in nationals, 1 point away from a pro card 2 years in a row.
Wow.
I've never counted macros. I've never counted calories in my life. Not once. Never made it. It's always been basic. Even when I was working with, obviously you guys probably know I work with Phil Vizicaro or Phil Viz from the States.
Yep.
So he pretty much brought me in from 2019 to 2020, and nutrition with him was basic. It was simple. It was high protein, moderate carbs, high carbs when I needed it, rest days, no carbs. So you're putting the energy in when you need it. Carb sources were just basic: white rice, oats, bananas, Greek yogurt. Fats were just some nut butters, like peanut butters, almonds sometimes. But basically, it's all about consistency, man. For someone that's looking to put on size or build muscle, it's about consistency. It's about getting that good flow of amino acids and protein in every couple of hours, 3 to 4 hours. It's about using quality sources of food. I would say, as in quality, I would always stick to making the priority be your protein. Carbohydrates, we know, are all just energy. You got high GI, low GI. All GI means is how fast it spikes your insulin, the blood sugar. So obviously, you go eat a chocolate bar with sugar in it, it's going to spike your insulin more than eating 2 cups of oats for breakfast, because it's a lot slower digesting. So it's just all about what suits you. But main thing is just getting in protein and solid sources of protein throughout the day within 5 to 6 meals is pretty much what you want to try hit. And you need to figure out how much protein you need a day. Obviously, someone that's starting out doesn't need as much as the guy that weighs 112 kilos lean in the off season, But it's just about. But that's obviously when someone that starts, that's when they can hire a coach and they can lead them in the right direction. Obviously, that's how I learned. You get a coach, they teach you, you pick things up, and you pick things up yourself as you go. Because there's so much, a coach can do so much for you. It's also about you learning your body and learning what works for you and what does it over the course of the years of. I mean, bodybuilding, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You know, it takes years and years to figure out what. I've been at this. Alwin's been at this as long as me. You know, even longer. I've been at it 9 years, 10 years. He's been at it the same. And you're still learning new things every couple of months. You know.
Exactly. Oh man, all the time. I do agree with that though, because a lot of people watch. A lot of young fellas are like, "Oh, Ronnie Coleman ate 5,000 calories, so I'm going to do the same," and they end up being
ridiculous, man. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't happen like that, you know.
No.
And that's where I do agree with Anthony as well. You know, when we were like 10 years ago, you need to understand, as I said, the bodybuilding industry, like the bodybuilding itself, wasn't as big as this. You know, like today, you got so much information on YouTube, in fact, itself, and Google. You know, like. You know what? I so agree with Anthony. You know, if you're starting out, always hire a coach. Always hire a coach, and
not even just hiring a coach. Get someone that knows what they're doing to guide you in the right direction to help you. You know,
exactly.
Set a base so you can take from there.
Yeah, 100%. I do agree with it easily.
Yeah, as far as supplements, I mean, supplements. Even I was when I first started training. You know, you buy a whey protein. You think the more scoops of protein you have, the bigger you're going to get, this sort of stuff. But
I used to think that too.
Which initially will work because you haven't had that quality source of amino acids or protein in your bloodstream at that amounts before. So, of course, you create a new stimulus from training and using weights, lifting weights for the first couple of months, and you start putting in the quality protein sources. Of course, you're going to build lean muscle, you know?
Yeah, good.
But as far as buying supplements, don't bother with buying the stupid stuff. The main thing you want to buy is maybe a creatine monohydrate and a decent whey protein. That's all you need. Yeah. And then when you start getting more advanced, maybe essential amino acids, a branched chain, EAA, and then maybe like if you want to do glutamine or some intra workout stuff, and then maybe a pre-workout to get a little bit of a kick before you go train and get some stims in there, you know. But people go buying these bloody stupid mass gainers and testosterone boosters, which, you know, you just, if you want a mass gainer, chuck some oats, a banana, peanut butter, and some whey in a blender and drink it, man. You know,
good, great advice.
Exactly. It's all about keeping it basic. You know, like a lot of people, you know, overcomplicate everything in this sport. You know what I mean? Like when you start out, just stick to the basics. Do you know what I mean? Like do not
even
say
even when you is basic, man. People overcomplicate the stuff because they can make a marketing ploy and make money out of it. You overcomplicate things. People think you need to do this and X, Y, Z and this, all this bull stuff about. You can just, it's all marketing to make money, bro. It's a lot of it's just crap.
You know, a lot of coaches do this kind of crap too these days. You know, a lot of them don't stick to the basics. Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
No,
they overcomplicate everything. You know, so
you know, it's crazy you say that. It's crazy you say that, Alan, because when I first came to you to be coaching, I was really surprised, and I was also questioning in my mind as to how simple you had kept everything. It was just it was crazy. Because what I had seen maybe from what maybe other people had said, not about you, but just around maybe other coaches, other people talking about their coaching experiences, it sounded so complicated. And I was thinking to myself, why does it, yes, I know it's a science, but I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be this, you know, over the top, complicated and stuff. And you made it sound so simple, and there was so much progress being made, being made still. Just from sticking to the basic stuff and keeping it simple. It's not easy. Otherwise, everyone will be doing it. It's simple.
Oh, 100%. You know, I always tell this to people, right? Look, science do play a part in everything, right? But science is not everything at the end of the day.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
Like, you know, 100% I agree with science. Like, you know, but again, people, you know, some of the people, like, for example, nutritionists or dietitians, right? They go by the books. Do you know what I mean? You can't go to a nutritionist or a dietitian and be like, yo, prep me. Because they haven't done a show before. You know what I mean? They don't even know how you feel. Obviously, they'll give you the diet plan, but you're not going to get the same look as how a coach or an athlete who's done it before and walked the walk. You know what I mean? That's a huge difference. So when it comes up to science, they say a lot of, you know, some of the coaches who are successful are the ones who actually had the science of, the science information, and also the people who've actually walked it and actually done it. You know what I mean? Not just studied it. That's the difference.
Big difference.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Before we get to the questions that we had, you and your wife, you're married. How has that balance been between competing and married life? It'll be good to get a bit of idea around that.
That'd be awesome to say about it.
Well, I haven't competed since we've been married, obviously, because we only got married last November, but we've been together 4 years, and she's been with every I've done like 2018, and then I did 4 or 5 shows 2019, and then 2020. So she was there by my side the whole time.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
And it's always she always backs me and believes in me and supports me 100% with whatever I do, and likewise we do with each other, because that's what you do.
What about? Sorry, you go, bro. Go.
Yeah, so nothing's really changed. Like I said, I want to get back on stage next year, hopefully. But at the moment, we're
Anthony's
focusing on other things.
Yeah, good. So with what I was wanting to go into a bit more detail around that, because I know in the last few weeks, especially maybe even the last week, it can be pretty tough mentally. What is that? Yeah. What is that balance between, and what has the balance been between you and Jess in the past been around making sure that you're not being a complete, douche or anything? Or, I mean, obviously that's not the case. You don't come across like that. What has the last week been like? The last week of prep been like? Because that can be tough, So mentally,
it definitely
quite
can be tough.
Mentally tough. Yeah. So what's that been like for you in balancing your relationship?
It's been fine, man. We never have any issues. She knows what I'm like when I prep and when I get depleted and stuff. But I'm not the kind of guy that gets mad or gets pissed off easy. Because when I prep, the thing about me is I just get quiet. I just like to be in my own space and just get my stuff done and then just chill and relax. That's just what I do. But
yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's always, we've never had any issues, to be honest. And she knows what bodybuilding is about and what I have to do to get there and to be my best. So she always respects that and she always supports me. I think she gets more nervous about competing on the day than I do.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
I remember when we did the 2020 nationals, I was going on stage, and Leslie and Jess were sitting together.
That's
and all I can is when I'm flexing, Jess and her just shouting. That's all I can hear.
Wow, that's amazing. That's so cool.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a great feeling, eh?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. It's a really great feeling. Yeah. All right, should we get into questions?
Go for it.
Yeah, my phone's getting quite low, bro. So we should probably get to them now.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll die, but I think it's just to hit 20.
Yeah, same. Mine hit 20 as well. So let's.
It's actually crazy how fast the battery goes down, bro. When you're doing this.
When you're talking, I think when you're doing Zoom or phone calls or whatever, that's when it starts swallowing that battery, man. It's a bit crazy like that, especially iPhone.
Yeah.
Go for it, Al.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. So the first question, from I actually forgot the names because I had to write them down.
No, you're all good, bro. No worries.
So I'm not going to mention the names, but I do have it over here.
Probably a good idea not to mention names, actually.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to mention any names because who knows, if they don't like it or not. All right. So the first question is, what led you down the bodybuilding path and what got you into it and why'd you do it? I think you answered it at the start, but just briefly say it.
Yeah. So what got me into bodybuilding is when I was riding BMX and I broke my ankle. This is when I was about 20. And then I decided that BMX, I sort of was getting not sick of it, but I wanted to do something else. I started going to the gym and then it just skyrocketed from there. I just got the bug and just kept going. Then I wanted to compete. Then I just wanted to get bigger and bigger and get better and better at my chosen passion. And that's pretty much what happened.
That's all. Wow, that's awesome. All right.
Nothing
Second
crazy,
question.
but yeah.
Yeah, nothing crazy. I think we all have a story, Like for me, I just told last week. Cricket, I didn't see myself go far. Maybe I could have not. Just saw big guys and went to train, and that's how we got into it. I think everyone has a story behind it.
Everyone's got a story. Yeah.
All right, second question. The second question, what's your favorite exercises for back? Sorry, what's your favorite exercise for back and legs? Top two.
Top two exercises?
Yeah.
For back would have to be bent over barbell rows. And probably like it's hard. Probably even just like a pullover movement, like a pullover machine.
Well, what's
just
your
a
top
cable
two?
pullover for back?
Top two, yeah, for back.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
So
definitely.
so,
Your
top
top
two.
one for
Sorry,
back.
yeah, top one for back and top one for legs.
Oh, okay. So one for each.
Top one.
So one for each.
One for each, pretty much. Yeah.
One for each.
Okay,
bro.
so yeah, for back would be bench
So-
over barbell rows.
Yes,
And
if
then-
you can't go to the gym and be like, you know what? I only have 2 exercises, one for legs and one for back. I want to.
Bro, you crack me up so much, man. That is
you
so
want to
funny.
get your top exercises.
You
exercise, bro. Let me
overcomplicated
know.
that. It's bodybuilding is
Bro,
simple.
I know, bro. I just said that don't over. You know what? I just said before don't overcomplicate bodybuilding. I just
Just
overcomplicate
It was
this
such
question
a simple
like crazy.
question, bro. You confused yourself.
Top.
All right, Anthony, let's go, my man.
All right, go for it, man.
Yeah, so for back it'll be bench over barbell rows, and for legs, I know I've always been a big leg press guy. Because I'm very glute dominant, so
Oh,
I
bro,
can't. Yeah, I've always been a big leg press guy. Like if I really and hack squats, but I can't choosing one for each is so hard, bro. But if I had
It's so
to
hard,
do one
but
exercise
top
for the
two.
rest of my life,
Yeah.
would be that. Yeah.
Yeah. When I go to NZ Muscle, you know, one day me and Liz were training arms and everyone was staring at the leg press because Anthony's put like 15 plates.
Yo,
on a leg press on the
that is what I'm talking about.
And I think I came and helped you as well. Like, oh no, I didn't help you, but we were watching it, you know. I was at the cable cross
something
doing
like that.
chest.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, number 3, bro. Would you consider doing an international show like the Arnold's or the Prime?
Great question.
Yeah, I would definitely. That was what was initially gonna essentially be my plan for maybe next year, but we'll see what happens with the whole borders and stuff. But I always wanted to do an Arnold Classic in the Melbourne one, eh?
Yeah, that show's awesome, man.
Yeah, there's some really good amateur guys over there, man. Like crazy.
Bro, they're next level.
We're
These
very
guys are
excited.
good, literally. Bro, some of those amateur guys are better than pros in New Zealand, bro. Not being sting, but just being honest.
That's being honest.
Yeah, that's
No,
crazy.
I'm not even kidding. You know what I mean? They're crazy. They're just next level, bro. You know?
They are.
Number 4 question, bro. We got oh, you can guess where this question is from.
My wife, maybe.
All right. Why do you spend a million years posing / flexing in every mirror you watch? Just Morris.
I feel like that's a question for not just Anthony.
Because I fucking because I love it.
You love it.
Sorry, bro. I didn't mean to let it.
No, you were good.
It's just a bit of a laugh, you know. It's always good to put a bit of a laugh, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, I think it's just not just Anthony. I think all the bodybuilders
I
do
feel,
it.
I feel like a lot of people like to because we love it, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Making progress. Why wouldn't you want to, see the progress that you're making?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's always good to keep track. Like, not to be a vain prick, but like if your muscle's full and you're full and you feel like pumped during the day, your meals are absorbing and your nutrients is doing this job. Like stuff like that. Yeah,
100%, bro. Agreed, 100%. All right, number 5. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, 5. What keeps you focused when cutting? How do you stay motivated?
The goal, what I want to achieve, being on stage or being my best ever, being the best bodybuilder I can be on that day. That's what motivates me and what keeps me going and pushing forward.
Yeah. So in other sense,
it's not about being
pushing.
It's not bad. It's not about being better than another man on stage. It's about being the best man and bodybuilder you can be.
That is good, bro. I'm actually going to take
that. Is so true.
Too. That is a great. Yeah. That's great perspective.
I so agree with that. Like, so it's like this is how it goes, right? In bodybuilding, you win, you lose, whatever, right? But I see it as beating your best that you were before. That's your biggest competition. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
If you go to a show and say 2019 you were at your very best and you became 5th, and in 2020 you win the show, but you knew you were not in shape, you can feel pretty crap.
Yeah.
Oh, you can definitely.
Because you didn't beat your past goal. And the whole point, this is why people need to understand this is why bodybuilding is so much more fun, It's because you're trying to beat your best every single time you step on the stage. You're trying to train harder every single time you go to the gym. You're trying to hit PBs. You're trying to get extra rep. That's the biggest, fun of it. It's you versus you, and I totally agree with that. It's literally you versus you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Oh, always, bro.
I got a question here from someone else who said, and it's just around PEDs, and PEDs is always a subject, especially with bodybuilding these days, and it's something that we're actually going to cover in the next few weeks on this podcast. But someone asked, why did you choose to go down the enhanced path, and what steps did you take before it?
Steps before it was just to find out what these compounds do and what these endogenous hormones will do and the potential risk of using them. The reason why I went down that path is because I wanted to be the best bodybuilder I could be, and I know that every other guy on the stage was going to be using them too for an advantage. So that's pretty much what you have to do.
Yeah,
it's just what part of bodybuilding. You just see there that either you don't want to do it or you do.
Exactly. And just with that as well, just as a side question, what advice can you give to people that are listening? Because people have a very weird perception of steroids and of
they do, very weird.
And it's for people that are wanting to turn professional, it's pretty much mandatory to take them. You need to be able to compete with the best. You got to do that. But there's also the people that are just taking it as a recreation and are just doing it to look great and stuff. What
good selfies for Instagram and shit.
What advice can you give to people around that? Basically, don't take them when unless you're wanting to go pro. Is that your like I said, everyone, if you want to do that, it's a long road you're going to be going down. Yeah.
Once you start from that first shot, that first cycle, man, you're never going back.
Wow.
That's all I can say. And you got to remember, once you put those endogenous hormones in your body, you're changing the chemical structure of your body for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
You might have to end up being on hormone replacement for the rest of your life. Like me right now, I haven't taken any gear, no enhancements, any anabolics for 7 months. And are you there?
Yeah.
Sorry, just my phone's on 10%, bro. But I haven't taken anything for over 7 months, and I've been on and off stuff for 6, 7, 8 years nearly, And it's a long road. You got to make sure you keep your health in check. I've done everything, because it's not just the hormone factor. You got to keep, and you don't know what you get into, because you don't know what genetic predispositions you might have in terms of health risks. People have bad kidneys. You could get kidney issues, heart issues, depending on what you're doing, especially with being an wanting to be an open pro bodybuilder. You got to use things like insulin, IGF-1, growth hormone. These things all make it even, they can enlarge like every tissue in your body, the ones with anabolics, it's you've got to be very, very cautious and get checks, get your blood work done, come on and off, don't stay on. Like these guys stay on for years on end, and they wonder why they're not growing, why they're not responding, because your receptors are fried. You need to come off, you need to clear out, get healthy. It's not good to be walking around years on end with your lipids and your LDL cholesterol through the roof. That's what blocks arteries. That's what gives heart attacks. That's things you got to take into consideration.
Great,
man. That's awesome. That's a great position. Nash, you know what? We should actually bring Anthony again. Obviously, we're going to bring him.
Yeah.
We should bring him and to do like a gear episode. I
think so. Obviously, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Just talk about PEDs and the route for it and how to do it safe and all that. It'll be awesome, because Anthony knows exactly what's up with those,
Good.
All right. One final question, guys. Last one.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you competed, Anthony? That's the last question.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8 times, 8 or 9 times, I think.
Yeah, 8 or 9 times. That's a lot of shows. Trust me.
I did 4 shows in 2019, bro.
You did 4 in 2019. Wow.
Yeah, back to back. Yeah.
That was like me.
4 shows I did. Yeah, Transformation for You, Auckland's, Wellington's, Nationals.
Bro, that's crazy. I know the feeling, bro. It's not easy.
That was 9 months straight of dieting.
Damn.
So,
Wow.
Oh man, that's ridiculous. Seriously,
that's crazy,
so
man.
hard.
Nah, all good.
Yeah.
That's what it takes,
Awesome.
though. That's what it takes.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
That's what it takes.
And I'm one of those guys too. Like as a bodybuilder, the more I compete, the better I get too.
Mm.
Like I had one show that I was a bit off, but then we brought it back in and it got even better. So my body just keeps wanting to respond. It gets more sensitized and more, responding to everything you're doing with food. And, that's the thing. When you're so lean, you can grow so easy because your insulin sensitivity is so high. Mm. That's why when you come off a show, you can make, 6 months worth of gains in a month, 6 weeks, 2 months, It's because you're so sensitized and the food's going everywhere and it's doing the job.
Yeah.
Mm. So do you think all these people taking like a week or two off is a waste?
After a show?
After a show, yeah.
A week or two is not. But if you're taking 6 months off straight, 3 months off the gym after competing, then you're going to miss the boat on the rebound, definitely.
That's pretty much a whole season.
Ronnie used to do that, bro.
Yeah, I know. He did, yeah.
But he's a freak.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just one of
the
I was going to say that
train, 4 months of the year, and that was it.
Exactly. I mean, these guys are genetic freaks. I mean, we can't apply this to the normal audience because no way. This is just one in a million people.
Yeah,
exactly. So we will see Anthony again on stage. Is that the final answer before we go?
Yeah, you will. But like I said, I have no set date, no show that I know what to do. I wouldn't even call at the moment an off season, bro. I just eat my meals and train and just live my life and just do what I've got to be doing in the moment and focus on a few other things. And but yeah,
that's awesome
because
year. That's awesome. I think a lot of bodybuilders take that because you do need that break. You do need that downtime.
You do.
It's just because it's just I don't know, like doing this all year round, which is awesome. Some people do it and mad respect for that, but man, that's how you can be unhealthy as well, just sticking to
definitely
everything year round. I mean, if you're so passionate about it, 100%, I get it. But, if you want to be healthy and, live a balanced life is very important.
Exactly.
Not just bodybuilding. So, I mean, hats off to you, bro. And I think, we all are looking forward to seeing you again compete.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Appreciate it, bro. Well, hopefully next time when I do get back on stage, I know for sure once I get the ball rolling, it's definitely going to be my best because my body's it's rested. It's going to be rested and ready, and receptors will be fresh and it'll be ready to go. Ready to
awesome.
to just
and also,